2024 was pretty epic with all the auroras, total solar eclipse, and the comet at the end. But what's going on in 2025 as far as astronomical events? Well, we are off to a great start in January with many opportunities. On the night of 2nd to the 3rd, we have a quadrantid meteor shower which is peaking before the sunrise in Pacific zone. But if you are on the other side of the world, look up also on the evening of the 4th to see some meteors. On the night of the 13th to the 14th, during the full moon, we also have Mars occultation in the evening. And couple days later, Mars in its opposition when it's shining the brightest. Also mid-January, we can have another comet coming. See 2024 G3 Atlas. Will it be as bright as A3 Chuchinchan Atlas? Well, probably not. Comets are very unpredictable, but who knows? Let's keep an eye on it. On the 17th to the 18th, we have our brightest planet Venus conjuncting with Saturn in the evening when moon won't get in the way because it's rising later on. The new moon is on the 9th from the 28th to the 29th. At the end of the month, we also have a nice opportunity to see Venus-Saturn with 8% crescent moon. February, we have full moon on the 11th to the 12th and a new moon on the 27th to the 28th. And a nice alignment of Mars and a constellation of Gemini around the new moon. This is also a good time to see Milky Way core rising at the end of the night in a southeast, depending on your latitude. If you are more north, you may want to wait till March. In March, we have a planetary conjunction of bright Venus and dim Mercury in the evening of the 11th to the 12th. And a couple nights later, we have full moon on the 13th to the 14th, which depending on your location, we will have a total lunar eclipse in Americas, around midnight for Pacific time zone, and 3 a.m. on the east. The new moon is on the 28th to the 29th, and 29th it's also when we have a partial solar eclipse, visible only in the parts of Canada and Europe. In April, we have a first micromoon that's gonna be on the 9th of the 12th to the 13th, and new moon is on the 27th to the 28th. A few days before, we have lurid meteor shower with up to 17 meteors per hour, and a small crescent moon won't be rising up till 3 a.m., so it won't affect it much. And at the end of the month, we can also see Jupiter with small crescent moon in the evening. In the beginning of May, we are starting the month from a conjunction of Venus and Saturn on a night from the 2nd to the 3rd in the early morning. And just a few days later, we have Eta Aquarius meteor shower from the 5th to the 6th with 15 meteors per hour. The peak is at 4 a.m. in a Pacific time, and a large gibbous moon will set right before it at 3 a.m. We also have a second micromoon on the night of 11th to the 12th, and the new moon is on the night of the 26th to the 27th. June is a month when Milky Way is rising early and core is higher in the sky, and then throughout the night it goes vertically. We have a full moon on the night from the 10th to the 11th, and a new moon on the 24th to the 25th. July full moon is on the 10th to the 11th, and the new moon is on the 24th to the 25th. And towards the end of the month, on the 19th to the 20th, we can see 23% crescent moon conjuncting with Pleiades early in the morning hours. And on the 30th to the 31st, we have Delta Aquarius meteor shower with up to 16 meteors per hour peaking at 2:45 a.m. After the new moon, we can still see Mars in the evening with a crescent moon, and in the morning sky, we'll have Venus in constellation Taurus. August is normally an exciting month to see Perseids meteor shower. However, this year, unfortunately, they will be blown out by a large gibbous moon. The peak of Perseids is happening on a night of the 12th to the 13th, and this year we can expect only 22 of the brightest meteors per hour, because the moon will be rising at 9:30 p.m. However, to make up for it, a couple days earlier we do have a conjunction of two of our brightest planets, Venus and Jupiter, in a constellation of Gemini that's happening in the morning on the 9th of the 10th to the 11th. You can also see them about 10 days later when we are approaching the new moon. And Mercury will show up in the morning as well. In the evening we still have Mars. Our full moon this month is on a night from the 8th to the 9th, and a new moon is on the 22nd to the 23rd. In September we have another pair of eclipses. Full moon will happen on the 6th to the 7th. However, unfortunately, total lunar eclipse it won't be visible in Americas, but the rest of the world can enjoy it. And then we have a partial solar eclipse on the 21st. And this one will be visible only in Antarctica and New Zealand, so probably not too many people will see it. That's also when we have a new moon on the night of the 21st to the 22nd. Also in the same time, Saturn is its opposition, so it is shining the brightest, and with the rings going flat to our field of view, I'm very curious how it's gonna look like. Now, depending on your latitude, September, for many it's also the last time you can see the Milky Way core, or it may be October if you are further south. In October, our full moon is on the 6th to the 7th, and the new moon is on the night of the 20th to the 21st, which is also a peak of Orionid's meteor shower, when we can expect up to 19 meteors per hour, and the peak is gonna be about 5 a.m. In November we have our first supermoon. It's gonna be on a night from the 4th to the 5th, and the new moon will be on the 19th to the 20th. Which is a great timing because just 3 nights earlier on the night of the 16th to the 17th, we do have a Leonids meteor shower, peaking with about 8 meteors an hour at 4 a.m. December should be another exciting month with 2 meteor showers. But first we have a supermoon on the night from the 4th to the 5th. Our new moon is on the 19th to the 20th. And 6 days earlier we have Geminid meteor shower peaking at 1 a.m. on a night from the 13th to the 14th, with up to 126 meteors an hour, and a small crescent moon won't be rising for another hour at 2 a.m. It will impact the meteor shower a little bit, but not by much. The 2 nights around the peak are also good. We should get over 20 meteors per hour. And if you are on the other side of the world, the night of the 14th to the 15th will be even better for you with about 40 meteors an hour. And towards the end of the year, we have another smaller meteor shower, Ursuits, peaking on the night of the 21st to the 22nd, right before the end of the astronomical night at 5:17 a.m. We can expect up to 7 meteors an hour. Another exciting thing for the year 2025 is a solar maximum is scheduled to peak this year, which means even more aurora activity. As always, I will be posting those updates in my lookup section on Instagram and in Facebook stories. I wish you an abundance of starry nights in 2025 and whatever else you may desire, and I wonder which of those events are you looking forward to the most.